Hi, it's Josh from JAGS Property Group. Just looking to give you a market update for April, how the market is looking, how we're looking to forecast over the next few months, what's happening on the ground today, and yeah, what the stats are looking like. So there's plenty of activity. There's a base rate cuts. The sun shines out. It's springtime, so people are looking to move now, thinking about the summer, thinking about where kids are going to school. So buyers are very eager to find somewhere and move quite quickly. It's a good time to sell typically. In terms of April, in the DA postcodes, the DA12, DA11, DA13, there were 16% more properties on the market for sale than this time last year. There are 22% more new listings, and even more positively, really, there's 31% more sales being agreed. So what we're finding is it's a bit of a frenzy. There's lots going on, lots of properties on the market, lots of new properties coming to the market, but also lots of sales actually being agreed. If there was no demand, the market would typically tank at this point. So really important right now that the properties that are going to the market are so if you miss it, if you don't market properly, if you don't get the price point correctly, you just go off into the wilderness and you'll be one of those that sit on the market for months with no interest. So the properties that are selling within a couple of weeks, and they're the ones that have a real structure in place and are looking good, priced really appealingly and competitively, and marketed to a high standard as well. In terms of the new listings and the pricing, the market average of properties going on the market are £422,000. The properties that are selling in terms of sales agreed are selling at £415,000. So it just shows the disparity in what sellers are thinking and what buyers are thinking. It's really important to meet there. So it shows that you need to get the property priced correctly to get people through the door and get people to look at it. If you're a buyer and you've got 100 properties in front of you, they're going to whittle it down to maybe 5 or 6 to view at the weekend, and you want to make sure you're in that 5 or 6 to make sure that you've got an opportunity to have a buyer for yours. You don't want to be the one that's the 7th or the 8th or the 9th if they disregarded because they haven't got enough time to see it. We've seen a lot of price reductions. There are 70% more price reductions than the 6-year average. There are a lot more products in the market, so that's almost inevitable, but it just shows that a lot of agents and a lot of sellers are overpricing things. And when they get no interest, when you sit on the market for a few weeks, they're panicking and then reducing, and then you're actually on the back foot as opposed to being more aggressive at the start and pricing competitively and creating that open day and a bit of competition. Areas like DA12 and DA13 and DA11 are seeing a lot of momentum. So in DA13 alone, there's 215% more sales being agreed this year compared to last year. It's a huge jump there. So if you're living in DA12, DA13, it might be a good time to move. There are 13% more fall throughs this time compared to last year. So we're finding the longer you're on the market, the longer it takes you to find a buyer, the higher the chance for that sale to fall through. Essentially, buyers will be a bit more nervous that they've picked the right property, that they paid the right price, and they might keep an eye on other properties, as opposed to getting lots of people in the front door at the start, buyers being confident that they're paying the right fee because there's lots of other interest, and then finding the right buyer and it actually going through. Also, if you sort of get drips and drabs and viewings and you get that one offer that's not a solid offer, not got solid finances, they haven't got solid, not in a solid position, and they're a bit wishy-washy, the chance that sale going through is minimal, but you almost haven't got another option to choose. So that's why it's important to find the right buyer, get people through the front door to make sure you choose the right buyer and give it every chance to go through. Essentially, 1 in 4 sales aren't completed at the moment, which is a huge amount of time wasted, a lot of money spent. So that's why it's important to find the right buyer right at the start, make sure it's all wrapped up, and make sure it's done in a reasonable amount of time, and that will reduce that chance of falling through. The base rate is now at 4.25%, so it's the lowest it's been since May 2023. Mortgage rates are coming down, lenders are offering deals below 4%, there's lower deposit options available. So if you're a first-time buyer or if you're moving, there's a lot of options out there. So it's a good time, and that's what's propping the market up and creating that level of demand. In short, the market is very resilient at the moment, considering how many properties are out there. It's just really important to get it right at the start, because if you get it wrong, it can go really, really wrong. I'd say we're in the best year since 2022. We're achieving peak prices compared to 2022. Sometimes the same, sometimes more. But as I said, if it either works or it's not working at the moment, there's not really that grey area at the moment. We're selling our houses on average in 34 days as opposed to the average of 68. So we're selling it in half the time. But there's a reason we're doing that is because there's so much going on behind the scenes in terms of the marketing, the strategies, the pricing strategies, the viewing strategies, and the negotiations. So there's a method behind the madness, but it gives you the best chance to sell, best chance to get the best price, and the best chance for actually to go over the line. Get in touch if you'd like any help. Here if you need us.